Mapusong araw sa iyo. Welcome sa Usapang Puso sa Puso, brought to you by the Philippine Heart Association. Samahan niyo kami para sa iba't ibang heart health advice, facts at mga kwento. Make sure to watch and listen because your heart matters.
Isa na naman pong mapusong araw sa inyong lahat and happy Wednesday. This is Dr. Avenilo June Aventura Jr. at your service. Here we are again sa isang makabuluhang usapang puso sa puso para talakayin ang timely at timeless na topic, hindi lang yung mga related sa ating puso, kundi pati na rin sa ating mga kabuuang kalusugan. Para balanse ang discussion natin, ng inyong lingkod, Doc June, ay isang adult heart surgeon. And here with us for today's episode, our dynamic and beauty and brains pediatric cardiologist, Dr. Connie Sison. She is also the chair of the PHA Council on Pharmacotherapy. Good morning, Doc Connie.
Good morning, Doc June, and good morning, everyone. So I'm Dr. Connie Sison, as Dr. June said, and I'm a pediatric cardiologist, and I also teach pharmacology in the College of Medicine, UP College of Medicine.
It's wonderful to have you here, Doc Connie, because our topic is about how certain drugs and supplements can affect the heart. And when we say affect, there can be two things. Can these drugs and supplements benefit the heart, or can they cause harm? That is what we will debunk and talk about here at this month's Usapang Puso sa Puso, titled Drugs, Supplements, and the Heart.
That's really a very good topic and question, Doc June, ano? At saktong-sakto rin dahil as shown on the Department of Health calendar, ang third week of November ay National Consciousness Week Against Counterfeit Medicine. And this aims to raise awareness about the incidents and dangers of counterfeit o mga peke na mga gamot. At kinakailangan talaga nating turuan at itaas ang awareness level ng publiko ng ating mga kababayan kung papaano kilatisin, kung papaano pumili ng tunay at iwasan ang mga fake na gamot. At ang dapat malaman din nila ang kaakibat na panganib sa kalusugan kung sila ay makapag-take ng mga peke na gamot. At wag naman sana. And the PHA joins the DOH in recognizing the benefits of using drugs that have been proven to be beneficial and safe when it comes to disease prevention and management. And of course, in making sure that the source and supplements, vitamins and minerals are reliable and reputable, right? And will not place the health of the Filipinos and the lives of the Filipinos in danger. According to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, supplements are pills, and that would include the gummies and also powder or liquids that may consist of vitamins, minerals, herbs, amino acids, and enzymes. So there are really different types of supplements, and we just have to make sure na kung ano yung mga contents niya that should not endanger the life of anyone taking them.
Yeah, I could not agree more, Doc Connie. And pagkamulat sa maling pag-inom at maging sa pag-abuso sa mga supplements na to ay parati tayong nagpapaalala na huwag masyadong dumepende dito sa mga vitamins na to. Naggrabe i-promote ng mga negosyante ang layunin ng mga UPP ngayong araw.
Mm-hmm.
As the term supplement implies, add-on or extra lang sila. Kaya nga supplement. Also, hindi ba sa packaging ng supplement? And some vitamins may nakasulat na no therapeutic claims.
Mm-hmm.
Yet still, these products are selling like hotcakes.
Right.
Maybe because of the power of the media hype, marketing, and promotion. Do you agree, Doc Connie?
I agree, Doc June. Talagang ang social media ay napaka-powerful, ano? And yung talagang hina-highlight nila yung mga magagandang aspeto na we're not even sure if totoo. And dapat maging wais tayo, maging matalino, and mapagsuri, no, whether to believe or not. Yung mga sinasabi sa social media, sa tingin ko parang mga politicians yan, they make promises, but we're not really sure if they can deliver.
Actually, nangyari sa akin, unang araw ko pa lang na sa heart center.
Okay.
Nailagay na ako sa social media as one of the parang promoting something na sabi ko, kailangan lalagay nyo na fake to. How about you?
Uh-huh.
Meron bang gano'n? O?
Well, I have heard of many and I even see some on Facebook, no? Kasi nga, ginagamit na yung marketing leverage to promote fake medicine. At siguro, yun talaga yung dapat natin na vine-verify. Minsan nga, iniisip ko, sana mas magandang artista na lang no, totoo tayo, no? So we can promote what's really good for the people rather than people using us for the wrong things. I would like to highlight lang no, na iba yung fake and counterfeit medicine doon sa may mga legal naman na vitamins and supplements.
Would you know kung paano, how you can actually
distinguish
those fake from medyo mahirap ano?
Oo, pero siguro kung pinagbebenta na napaka-cheap yung price, that may be one clue already na there might be something fishy. And the packaging can also be looked into kung halimbawa hindi maganda yung print or baka yun ay isa sa mga bagay na makapagsasabi sa atin na baka hindi nga totoo. And then the source, of course, marami ngayon sa mga websites nagbebenta ng mga gamot and we're not sure if this has undergone regulation by the FDA.
Pagandang point yan, Doc. And speaking of lower price, pareho lang bang effective ang mga generic name at brand name?
Okay, ang tinuturo namin sa Kolehiyo ng Medisina ay pareho lang sila. And in fact, there's a Generics Act, no? Which compels doctors to prescribe generic.
Generic, yeah.
So theoretically, dapat pareho lang sila. As long as, of course, these medications or medicines are bought in the reliable and reputable pharmacies which are under the regulation of FDA. Ang problema yung mga fly-by-night siguro na companies and you know what the source of these medicines are.
How about naman po sa mga heart supplements? Anong maisasabi nyo?
Okay, so marami ring minamarket na mga supplements that are said to or being parang nagpa-promise sila that these supplements will be of help in terms of prevention and sometimes even cure of heart diseases. Sa supplements, medyo tricky ito. No? Hindi lahat ng supplements, mapa-brand name or generic, ay pare-pareho ang kalidad dahil hindi sila kasing strict ng mga gamot sa regulation. In fact, supplements are just classified as food. So again, mas mabuti kung mag-consult muna sa doktor bago bumili, lalo na kung ito ay minamarket na para sa puso. Siguraduhin lang na bumili ng gamot o mga supplements mula sa trusted sources.
Yes. Alright. Mainam na malaman natin ang tungkol riyan, Doc. But to dive deeper into our topic for today, unahin muna natin alamin kung anong mga supplements at vitamins ba ang kayang protektahan ang ating puso lalo na laban sa cardiovascular disease. Doc Connie?
Right. So meron nga mga minamarket na mga vitamins and supplements and supposedly makaka-prevent daw ng heart disease and heart attack. Well, it can help indirectly. Overall, syempre kailangan pa rin natin ng mga vitamins and minerals for our overall health. But to say na they will prevent heart attack or prevent cardiovascular disease is something that is not true. Okay? And hindi siya talaga. Hindi niya magagawa ito directly. But it can help a bit. So, merong mga vitamins and minerals na sinasabi nga na makakapag-prevent ng mga coronary artery disease o yung pagbabara ng mga ugat sa puso. Pero walang sapat na researches.
What are these vitamins?
Right. Okay. So, nakita nila na yung merong isang substance sa katawan, yung homocysteine, that if there is a lot of homocysteine in the body, then that can lead to yung mga heart attack or coronary artery disease o pagbabara ng ugat sa puso. And dahil doon, because may mga certain vitamins like vitamin B6, B12, and folate that would break down homocysteine, they're saying na if we take it, then hindi tataas ang homocysteine and therefore we will prevent or that can prevent heart attack.
But is
Pero
that,
there's no
proven?
evidence. No, there's no
okay.
evidence of those vitamins doing that. And then, tulad nung na-mention ko rin kanina, yung folic acid in itself, no, madalas narinig natin yan in the context of pregnancy to prevent
yes.
mga spinal deformities. But now they're saying because of its relation to homocysteine, that folic acid at a specific dose, no, can also prevent damage sa blood vessels and prevent yung mga cardiovascular disease. But I think overall, ang importante would be yung taking everything in moderation.
You mean vitamins?
Yeah, even vitamins, because some intake of some vitamins may mask the deficiency of
No.
others. And alam natin yung mga, di ba, may mga lipid-soluble vitamins na,
Yes.
yung vitamin A, D, E,
K.
and K. No, some would be known as antioxidants. But we know that these are hindi madaling nawawala o naaalis sa body natin. They can be stored and they can pose more problem than usual. So, yung mga mega doses of vitamins is
Yung
really
mga omega-3
Omega-3 fatty acid,
acids.
right? Yung sa fish oil, no? So meron actually na mga pill that contains omega-3 fatty acid, but it's really, omega-3 fatty acid is really good for the body. Kasi ano yan, polyunsaturated, if I'm not mistaken, polyunsaturated fat yan, meaning hindi siya magli-lead to build up of the bad cholesterol or LDL, and it can even decrease the level. Kaya lang, makukuha rin naman din siya with the intake of the right food, fish, and
If you
nuts.
eat the fish instead of taking the
The
omega-3, the supplements, okay.
I suppose, yeah, at the right amount. But merong iba na nangangailangan ng mas higher dosage, but it really depends on the level of their triglycerides. For example, may iba na piniprescribe naman, which has been proven by research that can really decrease the triglycerides.
What food exactly is would that like salmon, sardines?
Right. So fish ng salmon and walnuts.
Oh,
Nuts
okay.
can also
Yeah.
be a source of your omega-3 fatty acids. But maybe not so much of those fish also, yung especially yung salmon kasi I forgot the term na bioaccumulation of yung mga bad metals.
Yeah, from because they've been at sea too
Yeah.
long or something.
Yes, and they can
Yeah.
store this in their fat
Okay.
fat. So, ang
And,
lagi ko
so
sabi sa
you
mga
mean
anak ko, everything in moderation.
That's right.
Yeah. So, ang pinaka-gist siguro dito, Doc June, is that whatever they're going to take, no, they should consult their doctors to just make sure na it's something acceptable, it's something safe, and can help them, not necessarily to reach yung mga hard targets na prevent cardiovascular disease, but can help them in terms of yung increasing their overall health.
Yeah, for example, yung relative comes in and says, "Oh, I have this new this new supplement coming from wherever," and then you don't know what it is.
Right. Ang usual na sagot ko dyan, I have no experience. Take it at your own risk. But siguro, ang importante would be to check the label. Ang sinasabi ko sa na check the label. Meron naman, wherever it came from, sometimes merong mga endorsements ng mga yung government agencies of that nation, that country na okay din naman sila.
Sasabihin niya, yung kaibigan ko, ganyan, okay siya eh. What kind of evidence is that, right?
Right. So yun, I guess that's the role of doctors to tell them na hindi ibig sabihin na it worked if it really worked for their friend, that it is good for them.
Yeah.
So it's best to consult their doctor.
Correct.
So with all that being said, ang importante, yung mindset ng tao na ang mga vitamins, supplements, minerals, they're not replacement for healthy lifestyle. Okay? That the supplements may help somehow. Make sure lang na hindi ito fake. But walang substitute, for better activity and good and nutritious food.
Napakaganda at napakahusay na yung mga insights, Doc. Totoo nga, Doc, kasi these supplements are meant to fill in the gaps of your dietary needs lang, not to completely substitute them. Hindi naman pwede porque uminom tayo ng maintenance and vitamins ay pwede na tayong magpatuloy na kumain ng mga unhealthy. Not only that, pero we have to be mindful sa mga effects din ng mga supplements na to. Hindi lahat ng supplements ay pwedeng inumin ng bawat tao. Kaya it's best to ask your doctors first, as Konya said, just to thwart adverse reactions sa mga gamot na to, or baka if meron kang mga existing medications na tinitake, baka mag-counteract sa mga ito. We don't know. Especially if you don't know the label or where it comes from or what the medicines actually is.
Mhm.
To add din, sa totoo lang, hindi naman talagang nadadaan sa puro vitamins at pag-iwas sa pag-iwas sa heart disease. These can lower the impending risks, pero it does not completely prevent yung onset ng sakit. Ang main source talaga ng vitamins and nutrients talaga ay dapat manggaling sa pagkain. Ika nga ni Doc Connie, na yung kinakain natin, pag-add lang ang mga health supplements. Kaya, siya ang tinatawag na supplement. Tama ba?
Right, I agree, Doc June. And I've heard na ang pagkain ng mga masustansya ay part ng bagong advocacy, tama nga ba, ng PHA?
Yes, it's one of our
PHA
advocacy.
Puso muna.
Yes.
Can you talk about that?
The PHA muna ay pwede natin gawin basis para sa ating healthy lifestyle. Gaya nga na nakalagay sa acronym, through living out this advocacy, pinapahalagaan natin, napaprioritize natin ang ating mga puso. Bukod sa pagkain ng mga lusog, the PHA Puso Muna advocacy also emphasizes in healthy habits such as huwag manigarilyo, aktibong pamumuhay, presyon ay kontrolin, uminom ng maintenance, sugar ay kontrolin, obesity ay iwasan, matulog ng kompleto, umiwas sa stress, no alcohol, and ayaw sa cholesterol.
Sa ulo mo ba yun, Doc June?
Now, Doc, for the second topic, maraming medication substances ang iniinom ng mga tao araw-araw.
Mhm.
But not everyone realizes that some of these can negatively affect their heart health.
Mhm.
Doc, can you walk us through some of these examples of medications that may harm your hearts?
So yung isa na dyan, yung mga tinatawag na non-steroidal anti-inflammatory agents,
Oh,
no?
yeah.
These are actually common medications na ginagamit para sa mga sa headache, yung mga sakit ng mga kasukasuan, sakit ng mga muscles. But these drugs, no, can actually have some adverse effect on the heart. Pwede siyang maging sanhi ng pagtaas ng blood pressure, at pwede rin siyang magkaroon ng or mag-lead sa fluid retention na tinatawag, and the heart can suffer dahil sa sobrang fluid sa katawan, and dahil dun sa mga there can be what we call yung heart failure. So we should be judicious, or hindi right and left na gamit ng mga NSAIDs or NSAIDs or mga
Any examples of that para our lay viewers could relate to NSAIDs are medyo ano yun?
Siya nga naman masyadong so NSAIDs kasi yung non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug, pero generic name ang sasabihin ko. So usually yung mga ibuprofen, naproxen, mga coxibs natin
Coxibs.
na tinatawag. So this can be harmful when taken at large doses for a long time.
Yes.
So hindi ko sinasabi na bawal siya o hindi dapat i-take. There is room for taking this anti-inflammatory or medications para sa sakit ng katawan, no?
Usually para sa sakit yan sa sakit or inflammation.
Right.
So if you have something like that, long term, yun ang mga medications na sinasabi
So pag medyo matagal-tagal na yung mga sakit ng katawan, or kahit the first time that you experience it na hindi related sa any activity na nagkaroon ka lang strenuous activity, then consult your doctor to make sure that you're not affected by any other problem. Tapos, isa pang gamot, yung mga para sa baradong ilong, yung tinatawag natin na mga nasal decongestant. Kasi
mga ephedrine, mga ganyan.
or mga phenylephrine.
Phenylephrine.
Kasi yun, sila sinasabi ng mga adrenergic drug. Ibig sabihin, although, kasi iniinom sila, and nakaka-decrease sila ng nasal congestion, pero pwede rin siya mag-increase ng blood pressure. At alam
yes,
naman natin, pag nagkakaroon ng mataas na presyon, ito ay nagpapahirap sa puso. And therefore, pwede rin magkaroon ng high blood pressure and maybe heart failure, kung lalo na pag madalas ang take nito. So, meron ding mga effects sa puso yung mga antidepressants.
Okay.
But of course, there is really room for taking antidepressants for those who are really needing that medication. Meaning yung mga na-diagnose.
Diagnosed already.
Oo,
You can't just take it na wala kang diagnosis.
Oo, definitely. Dapat yung doktor yung magpe-prescribe noon. And usually, these are the patients na nare-refer din sa clinic ko to yung mga ibang adolescents, no? They're being referred para sa evaluation to make sure na maganda yung puso nila or healthy yung puso nila bago they take their medication.
Yeah.
Kasi this can, again, affect yung heart rate, and even yung pagbeat ng puso.
So that's definitely concerning, Doc. It's surprising how even common over-the-counter drugs like decongestants have such a significant impact on heart
Right.
health.
And they're advertised right and left, tama?
Yes.
And the people don't know na pwedeng magkaroon ng adverse effect sa puso. So every medication that they should take, no, please make sure that you consult and get the opinion of your doctor.
Great. Now let's move on to something that can really be more dangerous. Mga recreational or illegal drugs.
Right.
Can you explain how these substances affect your heart?
Okay. So itong mga recreational or illegal drugs, for example, yung shabu.
Yeah.
So supposedly people take it because it makes them feel good, makes them feel better. Ang di nila alam, it's doing something to the heart in terms of making it also pump faster,
Yes.
making the blood pressure become higher, and ultimately parang pinapahirapan ito ang puso. I mean, nagkakaroon ka ng mga parang hallucinations or whatever that may be entertaining you, but in all those, your heart is suffering. So any intake of these medications can be harmful to your heart and can lead to your death. So
Yes.
siguro yun ang pinakamagandang
Correct.
i-emphasize. No to drugs, because this can really hurt you, harm you, and kill you.
Great. So, but that's truly alarming. It really highlights the importance of steering clear of these substances and seeking help if someone is struggling with addiction.
If you're struggling with addiction, you have to find somebody who can help you. Okay? You have to find support from your family. And even if, unfortunately, there's none, go to a doctor. Okay? The sooner you seek help, the better the chances of you avoiding the long-term consequences, the better the chances of you becoming healthier, and not just physically, but spiritually as well. And that can
yes.
really make a
Yeah.
huge difference in your life and maybe in the life of others.
Lalo na ngayon, a lot of mental problems with our with the teens and young individuals.
Mm-mm.
Now, though, how about fake or counterfeit medications? How does this impact your heart health?
Okay, so talagang seryosong problem yung mga pekeng gamot. Talagang ayaw natin ng pekeng gamot. Kailangan naka-alert lagi tayo for pekeng gamot and counterfeit medicine. Because it's not just the heart that can be affected, but your overall health. So talagang the mere fact na fake, it means it's not good for you. It has nothing there that's good for you.
Yes. Kaya't muli po, napaka-importante na lagi nating tingnan yung may seal mula sa FDA.
Right.
The FDA is trying to protect us, Para sa mga listeners natin, pwede nyo i-verify kung FDA approved ang gamot gamit ang FDA verification portal sa website nila. So, better check all your medications. Huwag kalimutan ang mag-double check bago bumili ng kahit anong gamot.
Mm-mm. And if they find anything na peke, report it.
Yes, of course. Yeah, because our government is actually trying to help everyone, especially keep us safe and healthy. So, ang pinakamahalagang takeaway dito, maging aware tayo ng mga gamot at substances na iniinom natin. Huwag basta-basta magtiwala, lalo na sa pagdating sa ating puso.
Right. And definitely, no to drugs and consult your doctor right away and seek help. Many people are willing to help, and your doctor is one of them.
Yes. So now, Doc, for our final topic, can you explain why vaccines are important for heart health, especially when it comes to infections that affect the heart?
Definitely. No, this is one important topic for me also. So first and foremost, do you know that vaccines can also prevent congenital heart disease? No, yung mga women in their reproductive age dapat mabakunahan ng rubella or yung measles, mumps, rubella, because meron tayong tinatawag na congenital rubella syndrome. So pag nagkaroon ka ng tigdas hangin during your first trimester of pregnancy, pwede itong maging sanhi ng congenital heart disease sa iyong baby. So dapat before the 3 months na magkakaroon ka ng baby, dapat, or at least ganon yung distance, no, from the time that you're given MMR, dapat meron ka dapat na MMR. So sana lahat ng mga pwede maging pregnant ay meron ng MMR vaccine to prevent congenital heart disease. Okay, so regarding infection, marami congenital heart disease patients are prone to infection. And of course, there are vaccines that can actually prevent infections, like your flu vaccine, your pneumococcal vaccine, because they can prevent yung mga respiratory tract infection that are actually common conditions ng mga patients with congenital heart disease.
Tama ko, hindi lang ang pagbakuna para sa mga may sakit tulad ng flu, kundi nakakatulong din ito sa protektahan ng ating puso, lalo na sa mga may pre-existing conditions.
Right.
Ganun din sa mga adults. Halimbawa, nire-recommend namin ang pneumococcal vaccine sa mga pasyenteng may heart failure o yung mga may mataas na risk ng cardiovascular diseases upang maiwasan ang pneumonia na pwedeng magdulot ng seryosong komplikasyon sa puso. Doc Connie, as a pediatric cardiologist, what are some of the key medications you prescribe to children with heart disease?
Right. So, ang isa sa mga main problem ng patients with congenital heart disease ay ang pagkakaroon ng heart failure. At para dito, dahil ang isang problema ay fluid retention or volume overload, then ang isang pinaka-favorite, pinaprescribe namin na gamot ay yung diuretics na tinatawag. Ito ay pampaihi, and it decreases the fluid inside your body para hindi mahirapan yung puso. Overall, yung ACE inhibitors natin ay tinutulungan ng puso na mag-relax.
Okay.
And then we also have the beta blockers na pag minsan may mga iba, lalo na may mga arrhythmia, it can help control heart rate.
Yeah.
And
Siyempre, pag mas maganda yung heart rate mo, mas mabagal hindi yung mabagal na mabagal, mas maganda ang ang pumping.
Feeling. Yeah, right.
Yes,
Kasi
feeling, yes.
merong time na yung the heart would need to fill up, and kung masyadong mabilis, hindi masyadong nag-fill up yung heart.
Yeah.
So, pag tama yung heart rate, then the heart fills up properly, nakakaroon ng dugo, yung pumupunta sa puso ay tama, and yun yung nabibigay doon sa kabuuan ng yung sa body ng pasyente.
Yeah, these are loads of info that everyone should know, and ang tamang gamot talaga ay may malaking benepisyo sa treatment and management ng heart disease. Patient compliance is crucial, and we as doctors can't do it alone. So, ang involved dyan ay ang patient and family with the doctor para matumbok na pinaka-effective na treatment plan para sa kanilang kondisyon. Doc Connie, thank you for the very informative, revealing, and stimulating discussion. Hindi pa riyan nagtatapos at ating talakayan dahil mayroon tayong mga questions mula sa media naman. Ang tanong na ito ay galing kay...
Ano po ba dapat malaman ng mga tao with or without heart disease issues bago sila mag-take ng mga over-the-counter medicines at mga vitamins or supplements?
So as we said kanina, Doc June, na dapat i-consultahin nila yung kanilang doktor. Because ang importante ay to make sure na walang contraindication sa kanilang kondisyon na makakapagdulot ng harm sa kanila if they take the medication. And then pareho rin sa vitamins and supplements para lang makasigurado na it's really something valid, or lalo na yung source to make sure na the source is reliable and trusted.
Yes. Ito naman ay galing kay
Kung sakaling makainom ng counterfeit medicine, ano ang antidote para dyan? At kung halimbawa naman nag-aantay pa ng tulong o kaya ng doktor, meron bang home remedy o first aid?
So first of all, buti na detect niya na counterfeit yung medicine, ano?
Yeah,
So again, this should be reported. Pangalawa, dahil hindi natin alam kung ano yung content ng counterfeit medicine, maybe just to be sure to go to the ER or any doctor and,
Yes,
and bring the pill or that medicine and see how they can work things out to determine kung ano yung laman noon.
Yeah.
And then we go from there. Para malaman kung ano yung antidote, kailangan malaman kung ano yung laman ng medicine.
Alright. Ang sunod naman ay tanong galing naman kay
Ako po si Teresa Montemayor, reporter ng Philippine News Agency. Doc, itatanong ko lang po, nakaka-apekto po ba sa treatment ng heart disease ang pag-take ng supplements or low-quality maintenance medicines?
That's very possible kasi nga mayroon tayong tinatawag na drug-drug interaction. And that includes supplements. Yun yung misconception. Some people think na pork it's supplements, safe siya. Pero some would have interactions with the drugs they're taking. And yes, these drugs can be less effective and maybe these drugs can also be more harmful. Kasi lahat ng drugs, meron din naman silang side effects and may mga possible supplements or poor quality drugs or fake drugs.
less effective.
Yeah, and may increase the side effects of the medication they're already taking. So again, dapat mag-consult sila ng doktor.
Okay, and last question natin for today ay mula kay
Pagdating sa mga maintenance ng gamot para sa puso, ano ba ang dapat na laging basihan sa pagpili? Kailangan ba ay branded o pwedeng generic lang? Multinational o local drug company ba? May malaking diferensya ba pagdating sa bisa ng mga gamot na ito?
So unang-una, ang basihan will be the prescription ng doktor. So dapat ito ay na-prescribe ng doctor nila. And ideally, generic dapat. And then when they go to the pharmacy, yung
They can
they
choose.
will have the choice kung anong brand ang gusto nila. So theoretically, again, pare-pareho dapat lahat ng mga generic drugs. So if ever they buy a certain generic drug, ang importante yung re-evaluation, Doc June, na pag tinitake nila, titingnan nila, may epekto ba to? Kung if this is being taken for the hypertension, dapat binababa niya yung blood pressure. Pero dapat pantay-pantay sila. Whether generic or branded, whether locally made or internationally made.
made in India, China.
Basta FDA
Yeah.
approved and regulated yung manufacturer, no? Minsan iniisip ko, pwede kong sabihin tangkilikin ng sariling atin, ano? Pero depende yun sa presyo. Kung ano ang ma-afford ninyo na tamang gamot, that will be best.
Yeah. So ngayong araw ay nahimay natin kung paano ang mga drugs and supplements na yan maaaring makabenefit sa ating puso o baka naman makadulot ng panganib. Well, some supplements can help lower risk factors for heart disease. They should never replace a healthy lifestyle. Proper medical management and treatment, which includes maintenance medications alongside immunization.
Tama, Doc June, ang vitamins and supplements, no, na prescribe ng doktor ay pwedeng makatulong pero hindi sila magic bullet, no, para sa ating puso. Ang importante pa rin ay yung healthy lifestyle at pag-inom ng tamang medicine. Kailangan ng tamang diet, exercise, regular check-ups, follow-up, and monitoring of the effect of the medicines that you're taking, whether branded, generic, or yung supplements na tinatawag, vitamins and minerals. And always check with your doctor first. You have to trust your doctor. And I hope and pray na trustworthy din yung doktor. And oo, dapat. Oo, we assume that always. So, and then, follow what the doctor tells you and adhere to the medications and the non-pharmacologic management of your doctor.
Kung ano naman yung doktor, meron namang you could have a second opinion.
Opinion, right.
Yes.
They're entitled to that. If they doubt their doctors, go to someone that they trust.
Yeah.
Trust enough to follow in terms
Yes.
of medication and non-pharmacologic treatment.
Okay, great. So maraming salamat sa inyong pakikinig. Tandaan, PHA, puso muna. Then everything will follow. Don't forget to live a healthy lifestyle. Stay active, eat right, because your heart deserves all the care and a little love.